Hello, everybody, and welcome here to Bristol Motor Speedway week number 8, I believe, here for the UBN Prospect Truck Series. Hello, my name is Christian Delgado. Alongside, we have Riley Maxwell up in the booth tonight. And Riley, obviously, Bristol kind of chaotic here tonight. What's the mindset coming in here into the a track like Bristol?
Still for these trucks, man, it can be an absolute wreck fest. So hopefully we see some clean racing, but I expect to see some battles as these guys try to get all the points they can tonight.
I definitely agree. Bristol. I feel like when it comes to short tracks, one of the easier tracks to pass on here. You can run the top, you can run the bottom, and kind of put that truck wherever you need to. But kind of a impromptu broadcast here. We're already in the qualifying, so we're gonna go ahead and um show some of these trucks trying to make some laps here. Looks like Joseph Enright on track right now. It looks like he set that truck back up there in the P7 position.
Some of these guys are looking solid. One surprising to me, Colby Duckworth, right off the bat. He's the top of the leaderboard currently, and he was someone that wasn't that fast in practice. So it just shows that one lap speed can kind of get you up there in the leaderboard, and then see if you can hold on from there.
Exactly, and I feel like especially for Colby, you said not the fastest in practice. Qualifying is gonna mean a lot. I mean, obviously it is Bristol, and you can make passes, but it's not the easiest to pass here. Here
Mhm.
in the dome here. So obviously qualifying is gonna be a lot here. We see Wyatt Thompson coming across the board here as he'll right now sit P10. We'll have a couple of guys coming out like Max Ford making his way out, and still lots of other drivers here to get these times underway here with just under 2 minutes left.
Looks like we're putting up some interesting lap times. I'm seeing some guys that I thought would go a lot faster in qualifying kind of creep down the board. So I'm really interested to see how a lot of this plays out once we get into the race pace.
Exactly, and I feel like especially here in these trucks, there's gonna be like some of these guys who know how to run a quick lap. Some of these guys will just set up. I know the whole race is, oh, Tyler Helms a little sideways here out of the corner. He's gonna park that truck. But going back to what I was saying, there's a lot of guys that only kind of set up and practice only at his race pace and keep the tires underneath them. Versus someone maybe like a Colby who maybe practiced a couple qualifying laps, and you're starting to see that pay off here as qualifying starts to tick down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true that. Looks like Trent Wilkin will go to the top of the board in the 60 truck.
Good lap for that number 60 machine. Looks like a 50.048. So good lap for that 60 machine. He'll go top of the board. We still have quite a bit of drivers here, Riley, who have not even, looks like they're not even going to try to attempt a lap here.
Yeah, I'm seeing a couple hold back. And at a place like Bristol, maybe being a little conservative at the start, let people get their nerves out on that first stage. That first few laps, it could be good to kind of stay out of the mid pack there.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like if you don't think you can qualify maybe up in the top 5, it's honestly probably the safest to just not qualify, put that truck in the back, and hopefully you can avoid the carnage. Because right there, I mean, looking at that like maybe like 7th to 11th range, I mean, I would definitely wouldn't want to put myself in a spot right there to be racing around
Yep.
those trucks there.
Yep. No, I completely agree. It's definitely going to be some interesting driving in this first couple laps.
Qualifying finish up there. I mean, we just talked about it. Trent Wilkin come out there taking the pole those last couple seconds there. So congratulations to that 60 machine. Good lap for him. And Colby Duckworth, we talked about him not being fastest in practice, but able to get a good lap down. Chase Smith back there
Mhm.
rounding out that podium. So good lap for that number 18 truck as well.
Definitely. As they start to get gridded here, there's a couple guys that I want to highlight as they didn't go fast in qualifying, but they have shown good pace here. And one of those is all the way back in 14th. You have YD Thompson. I'm not too sure what happened with his laps or if he got a pit, penalty, but he was really fast in practice. And I definitely think that he could be someone that's trying to get through the field and back up to the front here.
Definitely agree. Wyatt definitely has shown pace anywhere we go here, whether it's in the truck series, the UBN truck series, or up there in the Cup series, right? Ran pretty well this last Saturday.
Hmm.
And yeah, obviously not the lap he wanted to have, but gonna have to drive his way through the field. But we see most of our drivers up and ready to go. Let's go ahead and get our starting lineup here, presented by High Velocity TV as we get ready to kick off 125 laps here from Bristol. As we see Trenton Wilkins up there, gonna be on that pole. Outside front row is gonna be Colby Duckworth in at number 15. That row two gonna be Chase Smith, Travis Prather in the 41, rounding out that second row. Row three is gonna consist of Max Ford, Chase George, rounding out that row three back there in P6. Back there in seventh gonna be Kendorian Davis in that 5 truck alongside Carmelo Echeverria. I hope I've been pronouncing that right. I've been calling the races a lot of races with him recently. I hope that's right. Matthew Fastnot gonna be P9 and rounding out that top 10. Nicholas Martinez back there in P10.
Yeah, and moving on back from there, we have Cash Culp right outside the top 10 in the 11th spot. And right outside of him, Brady. This is another one. This is a doozy. Shrekken Ghost is going to be my attempt there. Back in the next row, we have Joseph Enright, who showed some good speed in practice, and he's going to be in 13th. Outside, the guy I was just talking about, White D. Thompson, and he's looking to move through the field. Then moving on back, we have Ashler Bunkley in 15th. On the outside of him, Maxwell Funderburk in 16th. And round out these back few guys, we got Henry Kaloff starting on the inside of that 9th row. Tyler Helms starting on the outside of him, who just couldn't put it together in qualifying. And in the very back, Noah Nicholson is going to round out your field tonight.
Quite a few drivers showed up tonight. I mean, obviously, honestly, I feel like, not having 30, 35, 40 trucks is probably going to be good for these guys. I'm just, to hopefully keep the cautions down. We'll take a look at your race weather before we go green for 125 laps here. 75 degrees here from Bristol Motor Speedway. A little bit of wind there, 5 mile an hour out of the south wind proportion, and a little partly cloudy, but still looks like an awesome night for going racing here. But see, what is that? Toyota front row is the 15, and that 60 will lead us to green here. 125 laps here. Can't wait.
Absolutely. One quick thing to note, Cash Culp sent to the back right at the start of the race. So we're going to see how that plays out as we get through this first bit of the race.
It's going to be interesting to see if that Cash Quote machine can, move his way up. Obviously started back there in P11. Qualified P11, going to have to drive his way through the field here. But you see the pace truck take the hard left turn down pit road, and we're green here. 125 laps here from Bristol. Already lap one completed. We'll see the 60 machine. Trenton Wilkins start to pull out to a lead here. He'll clear the 15. Is the 15 a little bit loose out of turn two?
Absolutely. I'm seeing them slide all over. Colby's definitely struggling to handle that truck right now. And we already got someone around. Chase George. Oh, Brady Schreckengoss involved.
Oh, wow. And going to collect a lot of trucks behind there. Looks like that all kind of...
Thompson involved.
Lots of drivers involved. Looked like that kind of started with Fix Machine. I think that was Chase George who just kind of got upset on his own there. We'll go ahead and take a look and see what happened here on the replay system and take a look and see. Maybe he got some help, or maybe he just got a little loose on his own. They're going into turn 1 and 2. You already see him kind of upset there on entry. Yeah, just oversteps the truck there on exit, and you see a lot of trucks just nowhere to go here. Gonna pile into the wreck.
Absolutely. That's Bristol for you, man. You're on such a small area, and it's not very wide. You get one truck sideways, you don't have a lot of places to go.
I definitely agree, and especially for that. I couldn't tell who kind of knocked in the side there of that 6 machine, but that's the best example that you can give right there. Just 6 got upset, nowhere to go for, the trucks behind, and obviously you can try to get on the binders, but especially here with Bristol, with how banked the turns are, a lot of the times, unless you're right on top of the wreck, it's kind of hard to see what's going on unless you have drivers calling out that there's something going on in front of you. It's really easy to not even see it coming.
Absolutely. Gonna have some drivers, I assume. These guys do have one fast repair, so I assume we're gonna have some drivers using those early, which is It's not what you want to use it for this early in the race, especially at a track like Bristol. But, you know, for some of those guys, I think with that level of damage, they're going to have to.
Exactly. It looks like Cash Culp in the 57, Noah Nicholson, and it looks like Chase George had to use his, and obviously for obvious circumstances. I mean, those were kind of the three trucks that really had the most damage. I think Cash Culp was the one who got into the side of the six there that we were talking about. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
probably tore up that truck quite a bit there. Nowhere to go for the 53, but and I'm interested to see why he got put to the back because I feel like I'm pretty sure he qualified in front of the Chase there, but had to go to the back and unfortunately wrong place, wrong time for that 53.
Yep. Yeah. There's going to be a couple of these guys going back. Chase George going back, I believe, for causing the incident. So he's going to have to drive back up. I think he started from row 3, so that's going to be a hurtful penalty for him.
Already down 13 spots from where he started, and yeah, uphill climb for that number 6 machine, but obviously a lot of laps to go here. Only 7 and 125 complete. As long as we can keep it green, he's gonna have some time to get back to the field.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We got 2 playoff trucks behind the front row, side-by-side playoff trucks right behind those 2 Toyota trucks. So that's going to be, those are the guys that want to get to the front and get those playoff points that they so desperately need.
Prather and Smith gonna try to get around these 2 trucks. I mean, every spot's gonna count here when we're counting down, the races for the playoffs. But Trent Wilkins, really good jump there. He's gonna easily take the lead here. But here comes that 41 we're talking about. Travis Prather gonna try to make it side by side out of the corner here. Gonna try to make the pass here for P2.
It's hard to go around the outside here, especially when the track is as slick as it is right now. But it looks like he's gonna make it stick.
Yeah, I feel like on these restarts, if you are a playoff driver, you kind of have to be aggressive to. Ooh, it's a little slide out of the 41 there, but you have to be aggressive to make up those spots. You're talking about how unpredictable these trucks are going to be, but you got to be aggressive to make up these spots, get the track position, to kind of put yourself at an advantage over these other playoff drivers who are in the field. Because you saw the 41 take the lead here. I mean, past the 15, you still have P. Smith still trying to get around this 15 machine.
Colby Duckworth, he's kind of struggled on these starts so far. Only the 2, but each one he's kind of taken off a little slow and been a little loose. So hopefully he can get that truck planted underneath him and keep staying towards the front. And as I say that, commentators curse Colby Duckworth goes around. That feels bad. I'm sorry, buddy.
That's not. I'm not taking blame for that one. But
No,
luckily,
that one was all on me.
luckily, just a little lazy spin, no damage to that truck. Maybe a little bit, only damage maybe to the ego of that 15 machine.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
luckily, a little lazy spin up there keeps it up there. Good for him to keep it on the binders and be predictable
Yeah.
so everybody can get around him. But yeah, caution 2 will wave
Definitely.
here on lap 12.
Colby Duckworth's a good friend of mine, so I'm gonna have to go apologize to him later.
Yeah, that happens to the best of us. We were. I still don't know what it is. If it's God above or someone down below who's like, hey, you're talking good about him. He's going to
Yeah.
the back.
Yeah,
I've done that so many times. So that's just part of being in the booth. So you gotta take the lumps and losses of being up here. But we'll see this number 15 come down
Absolutely.
pit road. Interested to see if he's gonna take tires here. Obviously, he spun it out. But I don't really know if you want to take tires here with only 14 laps complete. You'll see it. The right side does go up on
He
that
is.
truck.
Yeah. One thing I want to highlight here, I'm seeing some strategy. Wyatt D. Thompson didn't take his fast repair after getting heavy front end damage on that first accident. And I think that he bet there would be more cautions and that he would have time to slowly fix that truck through the beginning stages of this race. And definitely looks like it's paying off so far as he comes down pit road and gets more of that damage fixed.
I see a little bit of front end damage and a little bit of rear end damage, but honestly, you don't need a lot of aero here at Bristol. I mean, it's Bristol. It's a short track. If anything, you're going to see a lot of trucks probably at the end of the race that look like him. My opinion, as long as there's not really any wheel damage, I continue to just kind of limp this truck around if you can and, hope for more cautions. Obviously, we've seen already these first, 15 laps, these trucks are definitely not handling well.
Oh, yeah.
Comparatively.
It's a slick track tonight. It's definitely a slick track.
Well, something you also have to talk about is this isn't the fixed set. I mean, I saw, at least from my belief, this is a custom set that they brought here to Bristol, and it's
Hmm.
definitely not going to be used to probably what some drivers are used to. Some guys will go and find out, these C fixed races, and will know how these trucks drive with the fixed set, which most of the time a little
Hmm.
bit, tighter and a little bit more stable versus this. This looks like it's a little bit more loose, and looks like maybe you get rewarded for pushing a little bit harder. But obviously, if you push too hard, seen a couple of trucks go around here already.
Absolutely.
The lights are off one again on the space truck, and he'll take the hard left turn down per red. We'll see once again a Toyota front row, but 41. Oh, not a good start by him, but he'll be the front row. I'll give the biggest get out of jail free card for that 11 machine. Max Ford will take over that P2 spot.
Absolutely. And that is last week's winner at Kansas. So he's coming off a win. He's really secured. Oh, and they're around. They're around.
41. Maybe looks like a little bit of a self clear, and once
and nowhere
again,
to go. Nowhere to go for Cash Culp. Absolutely nowhere to go as that truck slides up.
and he's already used that fast repair, so that's not good for that 53 machine. We'll take a look and see what happened to the 41 of Prater. I mean, luckily we're looking at it there, but we'll go ahead and take another look at this. Might go on board with another cam here. We'll see if we can find a little bit more of an aerial shot. See if can find out what happened. Obviously not the best start for the 41. Kind of stacked up that inside lane and coming here into turn 3 and coming out of turn 2. See? One into 3 and 4. Yeah, I don't know.
Just self-clears himself.
Yeah, and it just looks like either he didn't expect the 9 to be there, or it looks like he might have maybe got a little tight, had to walk it up the track, but fortunately, nowhere to go for a lot of these trucks. Obviously, we already documented Cash Colt, a lot of damage to that machine, and we'll stack him up one more time, but I'm not going to say I'm surprised to see this. I mean, it's Bristol. I mean, it's a tough track here, especially in the truck, but obviously, this is our 3rd or 4th cautioner, and we've only completed 20 laps. Hopefully, you assume that some of these drivers would, they know it's not going to drive right. Maybe just back it down just a smidge, right? Until they can, get their bearings down.
You would think that, but this is UIS after all. These guys want to win. I'll say that. These guys want to win. But I do want to know, lots of trucks getting damage in that one. It looks like they got stacked up on the bottom. I don't know if some guys thought they needed a break, but Kendorian Davis gets damaged. Chase George gets damaged. Colby Duckworth, who we were just talking about, walked away from his last incident with an undamaged truck. Now his front end damage. So I think you're right. We're going to see quite a few trucks with that front end pushed in by the end of this race.
Look at that. Chase George causes the first wreck, takes the fast repair. He's up inside the top 5 again. So, I mean, there's ups and downs all race long. I mean, even here with only 21 complete, I mean, we've seen the 6 go from being in the top 6 to the back of the 6 and now back up inside the top 5. So,
absolutely.
Right place, right time right now, at least for the 6 machine. Hopefully, the track position.
I just want to note here real quick, because I said I think earlier, and I don't like saying I think. I want to make sure that the fans know exactly what's going on. Wyatt D. Thompson is your points leader. He's pretty much locked into this Homestead race. So does he need a great position here? No. I'm sure he would obviously like another, win, top 5, something like that. But Max Ford, who's, right there on the front row, he's the second position truck. So he could see himself move up into that first points position.
Interesting. Obviously, Max trying to race for a championship here, but you'll see the 60 with a good launch out of that top lane and take us back to green. Max Ford trying to be aggressive on the bottom, but trying to be cordial. The 9 right there as well. That's Nicholas Martinez. There's 9 on the truck, but it is 14 in the sim, so we're going to call it the 9 truck. That's what we see on the with our 2 eyeball series. He's going to actually try to take that P2 spot away from the 11.
Oh, he's going to get into Max Ford just a little bit. It's going to put him into the wall.
A little bit of contact between those two. That's going to check up kind of everybody back on there, but everybody gets back single file. Chase Smith moves his way back up inside the top 3.
And if you're Trent Wilkin, you want to kind of see them. You don't want to see them wreck. You don't want more cautions, but you want to see them fighting each other because that just allows you to get out in front of them more and more.
No, exactly. And for someone who's not really fighting for a championship, I mean, this is all these other drivers are doing is, racing for wins. So that's exactly what he's going to try to do, is come out here and try to win a race, kind of upset these playoff drivers. And right now he's doing a good job, qualifying on the poles, led every lap here since we've dropped the green flag.
Colby Duckworth making it work. He's up to 5th.
Colby, try not to point the camera too much yet at him, but
he's camera shy. He's camera shy.
See him actually running down that 9 machine. Martinez starting to back up to him, maybe from that damage from tagging the outside wall here, but he's going to look inside of the 9 machine. Chevy Toyota battle here for this P4 position.
I'm seeing this top line not really work yet. I don't know if they don't have it worked in. I don't know if it's this setup that they brought here, but that top line's just not holding the same speed as it does, on a normal night in Bristol.
And I'm wondering if maybe we talked about it, trucks are not driving the best. Maybe they're not, maybe the top was working earlier, but they're just really trying to baby it right now, trying to figure out how hard they can push right there. Because you saw actually the 9, they're the 15 once again. So, maybe they're just trying to figure out where the truck wants to run here. But once again, you see the 15 and with kind of that higher line. He's going to get back to the back bumper of Martinez here for this P4 position.
Oh, yeah. I think you're right. They might just need to push it a little bit harder, but I don't blame them for being a little scared after the way the first couple laps went.
Especially, these playoff guys, they can't afford to get caught up in stuff and wreck. I mean, at the end of the day, just need a good, solid finish to get themselves further down the line and put themselves in a good spot. Racing hard and wrecking themselves out is not what they need to be doing. So, trying to, maybe race 90%, right? And keeping the truck on that track is probably the best thing to do. And obviously the 15 knows best already. He already, over pushed the truck a little bit now. He's probably going to be a little bit more hesitant to, draw that thing out for at least the next couple of laps here.
Absolutely.
Saw the 15 actually make the pass on the 9. He'll go up into the P4 position, but we see further on back, big gaggle of trucks back here for the 6th place and back. Chase George, it looks like maybe holding up some of these drivers, running that top side.
And you got 4 guys right here that are all playoff drivers. You got Travis Prather, Chase George, Y.D. Thompson, and hanging back there is Joseph Enright. And Prather, does he have a chance? He's 23 points off the cut line. I'll let you be the judge of if he has a chance. But Chase George, he's only 6 points off the cut line. If he can have a better race than, say, Echeverra, or Chase S. Smith, there's a decent chance that he could fight his way into the playoffs.
Definitely agree. I mean, Chase definitely has a better shot than that 41, but also he's falling through the pack here. So I don't know. Maybe he just stuck up top there and doesn't really like the way the truck's driving. Or maybe, he just can't find the handling, but you can see that damage 77 going to make the pass here. And here comes a 57, also trying to make the move.
They're definitely racing hard in this bit right here.
Just
some contact between the 57 and 6.
Yeah, Henry Kalhoff in the 57 and that FTN-sponsored machine. Ooh, a little sideways, but they keep it going.
Here's a guy sneaking in back there. If you see that number 1 truck back there, he's watching all this play out. That's Tyler Helms. He's only 4 points off the cut line. So he not only wants to finish ahead of Chase George, but he wants to finish ahead of a few of these guys. Same with Echeverra right here. I mean, all these guys right here are the ones that are racing for this. So it's really cool to see them grouped up.
And Chase, remember, Tyler didn't make a qualifying time. Tried and wrecked in qualifying. Somehow has gone through all the wrecks here, has not used that fast repair, and now starting to drive to the field. We saw him do well last Saturday there in the Cup Series, obviously the mainstay here in the UIS community, and you're starting to see him drive to the field.
Yeah, Tyler's a winner. He definitely has it in him. So, you got to wonder long. He's got a lot of laps left to try to drive that truck back to the front or up to the front, I should say, and get those playoff points that he needs.
I mean, speaking of playoff points, he just drove himself just in those couple laps where we're looking at him up inside the top 10. He's sitting
Mm-hmm.
back there in P9, and he's going to
Yep.
try to go hunt down that 57, the 77, the Thompson, who, oh, hanging on to a top 10 with the damage that that truck already has.
Yep. And he is currently ahead of all the guys he's fighting with, but remember, he's 4 points back from Carmelo, so he's going to need a distance between him and Carmelo to actually secure that 4th spot heading into Homestead.
I mean, these points battles are going to be tight all race, and fortunately, with only 20 trucks, it makes it a lot tighter, and these positions mean so much more, right? Versus if there were, 25, 30 trucks. I mean, there's 20 that showed up and only, 18 on the track right now. So the little points battles, these 3-4 point cushions, I mean, every spot's going to count here when we get to the end.
Absolutely.
See that one truck still continuing the drive to the field, trying to approach the back end of Kalhoff and that number 57 machine, and Kalhoff having a good run for himself right now as well.
Yeah, he's kind of came out of nowhere and moved himself up towards the front. So good to see. It's a nice looking truck. Hopefully he can keep it all put together.
Exactly. Obviously, the FTN sponsored machine, a good partner here for the High Velocity TV. David Court's a good friend of ours here on the channel, and love to see that FTN machine up front, inside the top 10. Actually, you've been able to kind of maintain this gap between him and this one machine.
He makes a pass on the inside of Travis Prather right here, trying to knock his way closer to the top 5. And now he's got Chase Smith in his sights, possibly.
Yeah, and it just looks like Henry. I don't know. I don't think he has come down pit road, but once again, I mean, we ran so many caution laps. I really don't think you see the 18 on the outside wall there, Chase Smith. But
he almost came down into Helms right there.
Yeah, that would have been really bad. But going back to Henry, I mean, it looks like he's just maybe saved the tires a little bit better. Starting to drive to the field here. I mean, a lot of guys trying to push here to try to get these spots as we see a battle back here for these two playoff drivers. Is again, Helms driving to the field, but Henry doing
Helms is driving
job.
quick. Helms is driving quick. Henry Kalhoff, was the fastest man on the track last lap by nearly 2/10. So he is absolutely moving that 57 truck right now.
Yeah, I'm interested to know maybe he's pushing now, or if really that. I'm interested to see if that's really how good of a job he's done, or maybe he's trying to push here to get some track position. But I hope it's the first. I would hate to see him, drive up to the field just to fall back. But right now, he's looking pretty racy.
Now this gap, I'm keeping an eye on it between Tyler Helms and Carmelo is starting to spread as Kendorian Davis also gets by him. And we're at about 4 spots right now between the two, so it's gonna be a close points battle there.
Carmelo there in the cookout machine, yeah. I mean, he's gonna make probably a spot up here on this 18. The handling on that truck has gone away, fortunately for Chase, and that's exactly what he didn't want to see. Obviously, trying to race his way into the playoffs as well, but I mean, that's a side effect of pushing the truck too hard. You're gonna see this, right? This is definitely our first long run. I mean, the guys who haven't pitted yet, I mean, 60 laps on these tires, so.
Yeah, I mean, you got a guy like Trent Wilkin who's still holding on to that lead over Max Ford, and he's been out since the beginning, has not come down pit road. He's still on those tires. He's on that fuel. I'm curious to see how much longer these guys are going to be able to stay out versus some of these guys have pitted as recently as 40 laps ago. That's a 20 laps difference. Can definitely mean something here at Bristol.
Definitely a 20-lap swing, and I'm unsure how much fuel they can put in the tank here, but I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see if and when they decide to come down pit road if they need to. I know at least with 100% fuel, you can generally do around 120 some laps here at Bristol, but with the custom set, you never know. So, but contact.
Oh, they're rubbing back there. Chase George going a lap down after, having damage, getting back to the top 5. He's not having the race right now that I think he'd want to have.
Caution.
Got a caution out. Let's see if we can find what that's for.
This may be a halfway caution. This would be right smack dab in the middle. So,
Should have no stages in the trucks here,
okay, well,
but I'm not seeing anybody.
I don't see anybody on my timing scoring that's, wrecked or anything. So that's
Me either.
maybe Cash Gulp is okay. Nicholson back there looks like his truck's clean as well. So, unsure.
Yeah, me too.
Well, regardless, I will bring everybody back together here, and now we're for sure we'll see everybody come down pit side here and take a set of tires.
And Christian, this really resets that advantage that we were just talking about that some of these guys had. Now they're all going to be full tanks, fresh tires, and it's definitely gonna, some of those guys that thought maybe, oh, I'll get that position back when they pit. That's gone away now, and they're gonna have to really race to get back to the front.
Exactly. I mean, and see a lot of these guys like the 9. Wow, lost a lot of spots there on pit road, but that's Martinez back there. I mean, he's all the way outside the top 10 now. He's running up here inside the top 5. Not the pit stop he wanted. You see the 6 of Chase George. He's going to come back down pit road. Maybe one of that lap lead bonus. I mean, I think he did lead that lap. I think maybe.
Yeah.
Dropping down the
It's
board here.
I think he led one. Just the one.
All you need, I guess, the bonus, though. See the 9 truck there? That is
Asher Bunkley.
Asher Bunkley, yes.
I believe he's.
I think he took
I
the
don't know.
wave here, maybe. Yeah. Gonna take the wave around here. He's got 44 laps on since he's coming down pit road, so gonna try to get himself back up on the lead lap and just hope for a caution so he can come down pit road and new tires on that thing. Maybe get some damage fixed. We see some front end damage on that number 9 machine. Oh yeah, see the whole right front knocked off of that thing. So
Wyatt Thompson came down, got more damage fixed, and he's gonna slide. He had driven himself up to the top 10 and was kind of hanging around there. He's gonna slide back into looks like 14th right about now.
yeah,
Not too far off though. He's still in contention to go back into the top 10.
Yeah, I mean that truck slowly is looking better. The rear end looks a lot better. Front end looks a little bit better as well on that truck. So regardless how that truck looks, still driving okay. Back to green. The Toyota front row is 61 again. Trent Wilkin, another good jump here. We know that Max Ford is not gonna probably gonna be aggressive here to try to take this lead away from the 60 machine.
Definitely. I know that guy wants back-to-back wins. Secure that number 1 point spot going into Homestead.
In the back. That was Cash Culp once again involved in another one. Cash just cannot catch a break here. Let's see what happened here on the replay once again. And a 1 and 2. Cash up in an outside wall. I think it's here in the 3 and 4. Oh man, 67.
Oh, yeah.
Joseph Enright.
I mean, there was nothing he could do there. He got hooked from the back of a truck.
Yep. We'll take a look at Joseph here. I mean, he's kind of caused this whole ordeal. Just overdrives the entry here. I mean, you already see that truck stepping out as soon as he got in the corner and kind of walking up the track. Unfortunately, just snaps on him and up the track he'll go. He'll grab the 53. And once again, nothing Cash could have done.
No, I know Wyatt and Chase there are glad that they could just sneak by the bottom on that one.
Exactly. I mean, you talk about the silver lining is just you see the wreck and you need to see that hole open up and you can just drive right through. I mean, that's exactly what you want to see when you're racing in the back. especially here at
Definitely.
Bristol, where um, at least historically, it's not the best to get on the brakes here, trying to check up for a wreck. So um,
Yeah. Before we go back green here, I just want to highlight a guy who's had a quiet but good night. Kendorian Davis. He's been in the top 5 multiple times. He's gotten some front end damage. He's slid back. He's drove back up. He's slid back. And here he is back again in the top 5, right? Between that Tyler Helms and Colby Duckworth sandwich. But he's had a quiet night, just kind of staying consistent. But he's been here a few times.
exactly. I mean, I feel like this is textbook Dorian, right? Just having a quiet race and keeping his nose clean, and going to be there at the end. Obviously, had to use that fast repair up early, but um, because he rebounded up here in the top 5, good job for this 24 team, and get himself back into a good spot to finish to go up there, race for a race win. But Dorian having a quiet race. I won't be surprised to see him maybe shake it up here towards the end.
Definitely.
All this said and done, I mean, it's kind of shaked up kind of the top. Some of these guys up front, you see now, Henry Calhoff back there in 4th, I believe. Yeah, in 3rd, actually. He'll be saying 3rd side lane there. So good job for the 57. Tyler Helms has worked his way up inside the top 4 as well.
Tyler Helms, not the gap he needs to Carmelo, but he's working at it, that's for sure.
And speaking of Tyler Helms, what a jump out of that top side. That I'll start 4th. I'll take the 2nd place if you can give it to me. That 11 just did not have the jump that I think he wanted.
Got multiple trucks bouncing off the walls in the back, but they're going to keep it going forward. That's good.
I think these drivers need a huge reminder that these are cold tires, right? These aren't going to drive the best here for the first 3 or 4 laps, I would say. Back it down a little bit, get the tires up to 10, and then you can start to push a little bit. But
spinning in the back. Yep, that's going to be a caution. Nicholas Martinez Jr. spun in the back.
A lot of damage onto that left front. Once again, take a look and see what happened. You spin around here. We'll find it just a little bit more for you guys at home. Oh, 2-9, yeah. And just a little self spin.
Cash Culp once again.
Yeah, I just
nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. The poor guy.
Yeah, just a lazy spin, Cash Culp. I I just feel so bad for Cash. I mean,
Absolutely,
luckily,
that guy's having a night.
not a lot of damage this time, but yeah, I mean, talked about it. Cold tires, Rex not gonna drive as well, but you're right there. Then I mean, the 9 drove it in at the corners, kind of the same thing we saw with right? Drove it in,
Yeah.
nothing stuck, and I'm walking up the track and obviously destroying that truck as well.
You have a couple things happening right now. You have these cautions. They were running on a hot track. Their tires kind of set in. They figured out the balance. But now these cautions have allowed the track to cool down. Their tires are cooled down. They're also, they're starting to lose that feeling of the repetitive laps that they've had. And so they just need to remember, dial it back a little bit, get the truck back acclimated, get the track acclimated, and then they can start to kind of push and find those positions.
Well, I think that's what a lot of people don't think of, is the repetitiveness. Like, this is one of those kind of, cookie cutter, getting to a rhythm track. It's the rhythm track, right? So, and
Mm-hmm.
with the cautions, it just breaks that every time, right? Especially,
Mm-hmm.
we had a long green flag run, so we know these drivers could do it. And unfortunately, we got that, I guess you want to call it halfway caution, and it broke the rhythm, right? And I guess it's going to take a
Absolutely.
couple of cautions to get everybody's bearings back, and hopefully we can get another one. I mean, obviously we should be good to go on fuel here, so we can go green here.
Mm-hmm.
It will be a tire management race, I feel like.
Absolutely. I mean, look at this top 5. It's Toyotas on Toyotas, man. These guys are just, I mean, they know how to go fast, apparently.
And they got something figured out. I mean, the first non-Toyota is Calhoff back there in 6th. And the first forward, I think, is at 18, all the way back there in 10th, Chase Smith. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, the Toyota's got something figured out here. We think, you know, keep these things up front. So,
Absolutely.
again, the pace car takes a hard left turn down per road. It's going to be Helms and Vulcan. Anybody take down this 60 machine?
You know, he just keeps getting away and he pulls that gap and he keeps it there. But Tyler Helms, he drove through the field once. He's got, you know, Trenton in his sights now. So can he go up there and run him down?
Tyler's got the talent, but he's also got someone behind him with the talent as well, and who's going to give him pressure throughout the whole race with that 11. Obviously, we talked about Maxford wanting to go back to back. He's going to have to get through the one. He's going to definitely have to get through the 60 as well. So, you know, Tyler's got to hit his marks here. He's going to have a tailgate full back there. His caution down once again in the back.
Yep, they're wrecking in the back.
Chase Shortage involved.
This is not going to be a good one for Wyatt D. Thompson, unfortunately, as you're about to see.
Wyatt, oh, wow, yeah. Take a look and see what happened. Back to our HVTV replay. Oh, Wyatt, what happened here? Once again, is the 6. Got on the apron there, so the fake chase there. Going to get the left front of Thompson. Man, what a save to not overcorrect there. And it did the best he could
Definitely a
there with that
really good
77.
save. I believe, you know, he went and got his damage fixed over time. I think he has that fast repair left. I don't know if he's going to use it, but I think he's got that still in the tank, so.
Looking at our timing and scoring, it does show that he does have it if he wants it. Once again, I mean, honestly, I don't know, right? I mean, we still have, what, close to 50 laps to go here. Just under, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anything can happen. I mean, if the truck drives okay, I mean, I'm going to continue to try to save that and prolong it as long as I can, just in case something really bad happens with that 77. I mean, see, I mean, like he's actually going to stay out here. So, Wyatt at least thinks that drives good enough. Not bringing that thing down pit road yet.
Yep. You know, Christian, we're sitting at 40 laps to go for these guys. And there's one thing that I've just been keeping my eye on, and that is this cut line battle between Carmelo and Tyler Helms. And they are tied right now for that 4th spot. I don't know who has the tiebreaker currently, but currently exactly 4 spots separate them, making that a 0-0 for Carmelo and Tyler Helms for that last playoff position.
Well, you have to give a huge shout out to Carmelo back there. I don't think he's has the pace of maybe Tyler, at least at this point, but still has his fast repair left, and it's just given what's taking what's been given to him right now. So, keeping that truck clean right now, sitting up inside the top 5 now. So actually, I think it's now 3 away. We'll see now. No, he is at P6, bit on the top. It's just timing scoring, because that bottom lane is just a little bit behind there. But yeah, no, 92 not going to let this one just, not going to roll over and let him have it here, but see that pace
Absolutely.
Truck. Drive down once more, and the 60 getting a good jump on that top side. Hopefully Duck with what they're going on the top side. He's going to take that P2 spot.
Yeah, really impressive start, and that outside is definitely working now. Oh.
Max Ford.
Oh, are they going to keep it together?
They somehow saved that.
Good job. You know, after a couple cautions, it's great to see those guys actually back out of it a little bit, let the field kind of resort itself and get going again.
Hopefully they're going to let Max kind of get back in order. I mean, you can see that tires are hot on that 11 machine after having to save it. He's going to drop like a rock here.
Absolutely.
Fortunate for the 11, but you're going to have to, keep your head down, get the tires, cooled back down, and Try to drive your way back up. We know he's got the
Mhm.
pace to do it.
Max Ford dropping out shakes up this thing. Carmelo's moved up to 4th now. That means that he is securing that 4th spot in the playoffs right now if everything stays the same.
Carmelo back to P4, but he's got a tailgate full of Prather here. He has to try to hold on here. I mean, he's up by 1 point. He loses it. He's back tied. As I say that, 41 looking underneath here.
Yep.
In a 92, I mean, you see that defensive line there, went a little bit higher,
Definitely.
trying to get that mow off, try to stay ahead here on the straight. Caution out once more. Matthew
I heard
Fosnot,
trucks sliding around. That's not good.
92.
Oh, few trucks. Kendorian Davis. He's stopped on the bottom. I don't see any damage. Maybe he just stopped to avoid the wreck.
I don't see any damage on that machine.
Oh, and they hit each other again on pit road.
Oh, wow.
Noah Nicholson just spun Matthew Fosnot on pit road.
And Cash Culp involved in this one as well.
You know, if he parked that truck, I wouldn't blame him. I really wouldn't blame him.
Well, we will try to back this up a little bit further and see what happened. '92. Oh man, just trying to save it on exit.
Absolutely dead hooked by Brady.
Yeah. Oh.
That is not what you want to see there.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I mean, it's tough when you're in that situation. I mean, obviously, you don't want that to happen, but and especially when you're going to tear up other trucks like that, it just sucks. It just
Yeah.
up once again. Let's see. Yeah, first he gets the
He gets a
bumper.
shove from Chase George.
Yeah, the bumper from the 6.
You know, it's unfortunate to see Brady. Oh, Cash Culp with a hard head-on-head there.
Yeah.
No, Brady just really didn't even check up, though. He just kind of continued to stay in it and drive right through the rear of that truck. So unfortunate to see that.
Yeah, especially when you're tearing up more than one truck. I mean, maybe one or two, it's fine. I mean, it's like a mono, but once again, Cash Culp involved in that one. I think, like we called it right there. I think Noyan just stopped to not get involved there. I don't see any damage on that 24 machine, but I mean, with these cautions coming out, we're running these, laps under pacing, and we're slowly, starting to get to the end of this race here.
Yeah, absolutely. Trenton, though, he's the guy he's led the laps. He's dominated the race so far. Are people going to try to gun for him a little bit harder as the end of this race gets closer? I mean, we're getting close to that 25 lap range. Colby Duckworth, he's on the inside. Can he make it stick?
I don't know if it's like a lane thing or what, or maybe he just has like the timing right, but in that top side, it just had a advantage here on the restarts. I don't if that's the case, I don't really know what the inside can do here to make it happen, but we'll see. 15 into 60 outside. Again, 60 with a good jump.
Colby with a bad jump. It's going to allow Prather to sneak around.
See Travis to the P2 position. Will he try to make a move on the 60? This is I think the closest we've seen the race leader back to P2. Everybody side by side. Looks like a spinner in the back. Enright once again. Caution will wave. Looks like contact with at the 49 maybe. Which is kind of like
It's a little hard to tell on that one. Looks like he gets loose again. As the 49's coming down, they make contact. and that's just straight into the inside wall. I mean,
Bit different. That is not grandstand. And yeah, I mean, it just looks like he's trying to come up. He's got to come up for the corner. Fortunately, the 49's there, and
hmm
especially with the way the trucks work in the sim, really, I feel like every car, if you kind of get knocked in that right front and it just shoots to the left, like what you
yep.
see.
So some interesting stuff playing out in that playoff thing I've been keeping an eye on. Last caution, Tyler Helms pit, which I was a little surprised to see. He took tires. He, I don't know, topped off the field perhaps, and he was at the back. Now he's in sixth, and a new group of guys have gone down pit, including Carmelo. So now again, you have like a 6 car gap between those two. If Carmelo can't drive past some of these guys and get back up here, Tyler Helms is going to have that fourth spot.
It's gonna be interesting to see if he can get up there. I mean, I guess you got to try to react to what the one does, but on the one to go, we haven't done this yet. We'll just do a 25 to go race pick here. I'll let you, Riley, go first. Who's your pick to win here tonight from Bristol?
I'm looking at the field. Trenton has been incredible, but he's on 38 lap old tires. Tyler Helms just went and got fresh tires. They're only 8 laps old. My pick, it might be a little risky, but I'm gonna go Tyler Helms. I think he can drive up through these guys that he has in front of him, and maybe even take down Trent Wilkin.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a good pick. I mean, you kind of left me the guy here sitting sitting duck here. I'm gonna go ahead and take the 60.
hmm
And he's got older tires, but
Yeah,
he's got 4 guys behind him with older tires too.
absolutely.
That one's gonna have to try to get through. So um, I'm gonna take him. I mean, he's been great on the restarts. He's led every lap besides the one that Chase
hmm
George did. I'm
Absolutely.
gonna take this 60 to get it done here. Um, Hopefully no commentators curse for that 60. I'd hate for me to be the reason he loses this because I picked him
Absolutely.
to win, but we'll see it. So, but you do see the lights off on the pace truck. Once again, it's still continuing to be
hmm
a Toyota dominance. Top 3 in that first Chevy right there is Dorian Davison at 24. He's sneaking his way inside the fast four. We approach 20 to
He's
go.
back again. He's back again.
Back into the restart zone again. The 60. Good
Ooh, this is
jump.
gonna help out Tyler.
And Tyler gets that top side restart. He's already moved himself up into the top 4. We'll see side by side here. How long are they going to stay side by side here? This 24 and this 41 though, because that kind of holds up the one, right? There's really nowhere to go if they're going to stay side
Absolutely.
by side.
Well, you got Kendorian on newer tires, but I don't know if he's hitting that top line the same way that some of these other guys do.
You see him get clear. Here comes the one. Going to look underneath the 24. Kyle for the P3 position. One looking really racy, but gets the apron a little bit, has to back out. That's going to allow the 24 to clear.
hmm Oh, but he gets a good run. He's gonna slide right up in front of the 24 and secure that third podium spot. Can he keep going?
Like 24 cut him a little bit of a break there. I mean, kind of slid up, but going to get it regardless. Again, caution out. Looks like Ricken in the back. Mike Thompson looks like to be slow back here. Max Ford looks like he's got some damage as well. Get in there and see what happened here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, looks like that was the 92 self spun on his own. I
There's a
think
there's
there's
a
two.
couple things going on here.
Go back and look at that, but I saw the 11 with some damage here. I mean,
hmm
that 9 truck right there, I mean, looks like just holding him up. He's got a lot of damage. Probably not driving at pace. See what happened. I have to fast forward a little bit here. The 9, yeah. Into the left rear, the 11, nowhere for the 77 to go. And Carmelo barely gets there. I think him self spinning probably saved his race right there on
I think so. He would have been right
truthfully.
in that mix.
Yeah, he was right in the
Why
mix there.
That's gonna lead Wyatt Thompson to finally take his fast repair. Now he's gonna be at the back of the pack, and I got to feel bad for Wyatt Thompson here. He's a great driver. Obviously, he's led the points a lot of the truck series, but he just can't get past some of these guys that are causing some cautions.
Well, hopefully this fast repair definitely helps. You know, get him through these. Obviously, a lot of these guys back here have some, things on their truck. He's got a fresh truck. Obviously, this is going to probably be the best it's driven since he dropped the green flag here. So, I don't know if he took tires, if he just came down for that fast repair, but obviously, the fresh truck's definitely going to help. Hopefully, get him through the field here. Obviously, we know he's got the talent to do it, but back there in 13th, it's going to be a tough task here. We approach, 10 to go.
Absolutely. Tougher task for Carmelo right in front of him, as you see that 92 truck. He's got a big gap now between him and the third position Tyler Helms.
Yeah, he's going to need some Hail Marys to get him up there, I feel like. And it's already hard to pass that it is. Luckily, he does have this top side. We've seen the top side, be the advantage here, but also, I mean, he's back there wanting the 6th row. So, I don't know really how much that top side has an advantage all the way back there, but we'll have to see if he can work his way up there. We know he's not going to let this one have it, so. Picking to the one. I mean, he's up here inside the top 3 already. We'll start on that inside, so see what he could do.
He's going to give Prather a push there. He's saying, let's go.
That bottom lane just has not been able to work here on these restarts. And on it, I mean, he really got the bad end of that deal. Here comes the 18. He actually passes him one there. Here comes the 57 of Calhot off. And that one is just stuck there on the bottom.
Caloff on newer tires. So is Chase S. Smith. I mean, Tyler's definitely up against it a little bit. He needs to hold his position as much as he can.
That's exactly what the 92 wants to see, is him falling through the field with these fresher tires. Trying to hold him at bay, but looking almost 3 wide there for P2. 41 will squeeze the 18 up in the outside wall.
And you know who's loving this right now? Trenton Wilkin, your pick. He's out here. He's already got a 0.7 gap. And they're spinning around. Travis Prather around.
Now, Prather goes around off the bumper. I believe that was the 18. I can't tell. I have to go back and look. And start live here. We'll just do a quick rewind. Yeah, off the bumper, the 18. I think, remember, the 18 has fresher tires. Prather, he's one of those guys with the 52 now laps on those tires. Going down to 9-10 to go. I think the patience will start.
Helms down there.
Yeah, nowhere to go for Tyler Helms. I don't know how much damage he got, but you definitely saw the patience was starting to run out with some of these guys with the fresher tires who knows they have the tires and the car to go up there and try to take that race lead away from Wilkin. But fortunately, the 41 was the one to pay for that. And he will go all the way back. He was in P3, P2, all the way back to P12 now for that driver.
Yep. Something to watch on this restart here. Tyler Helms, he's gonna be on the inside once again behind Kendorian Davis from that 3rd spot. He's gonna have Caloff on the outside, who was pushing really hard on that last little run. So a lot can happen here. Carmelo's still hanging back there in 14th.
He's actually coming out of the pit road here. I think he might have come down and take tires, maybe.
Could be, or splash and dash perhaps, or
maybe. I don't think
I've seen him be involved in any wrecks.
Yeah, that's interesting to see what that strategy is. I don't think that we're gonna go. We're in with what, 5 to go here?
Yeah.
Maybe 6 to go.
Yeah.
I don't even know if fresh tires can get you there that quick without something happening to Helms.
I mean, it would be a generational drive for Carmelo to go through these guys in 5 laps, but it's Bristol. I guess who knows what can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen here. Yeah, that's gonna be a big talking point. Tyler Helms on the bottom. And that's the lane he can't be in, right? Obviously, I feel like he's got a good cushion back to 92 now. I mean, besides the racing for the win, that's still really the only battle he needs to worry about. Is him in that 92 to
absolutely
lock himself into the next round.
This is no hate to my man Kendorian here. He's my teammate. I absolutely love the guy. He's a great guy. But if I'm Tyler Helms, I want to get past Kendorian as soon as possible. I mean, whether I have to jump to the outside, try to get in front of Kaloff here, I'm wanting to get through the 24 as quick as possible and try to stay on Trenton's bumper.
Yeah, I mean, remember, Kenloyan has the older tires, so. And honestly, like, if Tyler can get around, some of these guys, I mean, I feel like he's got almost 35 lap fresher tires than your race leader. Right now, Trenton's getting away with the cautions coming out as frequently. He's been able to keep the race lead here, but going back to the zone, once again, that top line is just so good.
It's going to allow Kaloff to possibly get second out of 2 here.
Kaloff up to the P2 position.
I think he's going to clear. Fast Knot coming around. We saw him in some accidents earlier. And he's found himself back to the top 5, and he goes sliding up into the wall.
I think he'll
They're
keep
going
it
to keep
off
it
the
green.
track. Yeah, I think that'll be a green. I mean, good job getting it out of the way, but unfortunately for him, it looks like that truck is broken.
Yeah.
Just caution away. I think another.
They're going to throw it.
Yeah, another caution. Oh, yeah. No, wow, the 15 happened to him.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow. Here we go. 15 off the bumper of Chase George. Here into turn 3 and 4.
He washes up a little bit. Chase George is going to take that as an invitation to try to get to the bottom of him. And Colby's going to try to come back down, and nowhere for Nicholas Martinez to go. Carmelo gets up into the wall a bit. He's going to have some front damage.
I mean, yeah, it could have been worse for Carmelo. I mean, see some scrapes on that truck, but I don't think anything that would affect the handling. But still,
these storylines, though, they continue to change as Tyler Helms, he's going to get that outside line now.
Yeah.
This is that line that he's wanted from the beginning, and he's going to be 4th. He's going to be able to follow Trent Wilkin right out of this restart.
And that's exactly what the 60 didn't want to see, I feel like. One of the better drivers here tonight. Going to line up right behind him, right? And is going to get the jump that he needs to race for the win here. So we are in that green white checker territory.
Get his lap.
Max
yeah, we are.
Max
a sneaky guy here, Kaloff, could he have a good restart and stick it on the inside of Trent Wilkin? He does have the freshest tires out of the whole top 5.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely a good talking point for Henry. I mean, I haven't seen anybody else get a good jump, but Henry hasn't been on the front row yet, so it'd be definitely interesting to see if he can time in or do whatever he needs to do to make something happen here. Yeah, fresher tires. Even if he gets a decent jump, I feel like he can have a good shot at going down and tracking that 60 down with the fresher tires. We know he's got pace. I mean, he drove through the field once already this race, and now he has the track position and the fresher tires, right? So,
absolutely. I think we're going to see Tyler get a good jump just like the outside has, but I think Kaloff's going to be able to hold that second position as we go into the first couple of corners of this. Is it for sure a green-white checkered now? Is that where we're at?
I think the lap count went up to 128. So, yeah, definitely NASCAR overtime territory. So,
we're going to see a lot of guys pushing for this position. Carmelo is in 9th, it looks like.
We'll restart on that
bottom. He's going to have a lot of work to do.
So,
he's going to have a lot of work to do.
And with the green white checkered, he needs a mistake out of the one, I feel like, to give him a chance. Not only is he, what is it now? Several spots behind where he needs to be. He's also starting on the bottom, so something needs to happen to that one to give him a shot, but obviously it's NASCAR overtime. Anything can happen here. Once again, the 60, the 57.
Oh, the one with an incredible jump behind Trenton Wilkin. But Kaloff, he can hold the bottom.
Kaloff with a good 1 and 2 there. It's going to keep them side by side. And Helms cannot clear. White flag.
Helms is going to go back to the inside, though. He wants that position.
Going through the back
apron touch.
The final time. The 60 got the cautions he needs. He's going to win it here from Bristol. Alhoff will hold on for
Tyler
P2.
Helms.
No, Tyler Helms
No,
P2.
Helms got by him.
He got
Helms
him.
got by him.
Alhoff will come home with a P3.
And I think Carmelo had issues on that green-white checkered. He's not even in the top 10 anymore.
He's back here, it looks like, unofficially in P13.
And that's going to mean that Tyler Helms is now in the Final Four heading to Homestead.
I mean, it was a good run by the 92, but Tyler Helms was just lights out. I mean, obviously, we can't really say lights out without talking about the 60, but that one was pretty quick as well in his own right. So
absolutely can't overshadow the performance that Trent Wilkin put on today. He got out front every restart and just held his position and led the laps. This guy had 64 lap old tires at the end of this race, and he was still holding on. He still had a 3/10 gap. So he put on a show, and definitely an incredible drive by him.
And just look at the stat line, 127 of 130 laps led tonight.
Absolutely wild.
Incredible by the 60 machine. Congratulations. I mean, the Trenton, not really any better way to do it. Those only laps led that he didn't have was, those weird people staying out to get a lap led, right? To get that bonus point. So
yep,
that didn't happen. He would have quite literally led every lap tonight. But you see him doing a Polish victory lap, waving to your fans at home. Did you see him burn it down here on the front stretch?
A well-deserved burnout for him.
Exactly. I mean, I don't think you can spell that any better. Dominant truck, did the right things every time to put himself in a good spot to win this race. Right, got the restarts timed perfectly. Yeah. And he knew ahead of time. I feel like that that top was gonna be the best here. He's trying to find the victory lane that you can't go into here in the infield. He went to the wrong pit entrance. You're gonna have to.
Well, if you notice, he brought a Bristol colored truck. He's got the Bristol colors.
Yep.
So it's almost storybook that he would be in victory lane matching up with that Bristol logo tonight.
I definitely agree. Congratulations to him and that whole time. You'll see him. It's really cool to see. You'll see him try to park it up here in the victory lane. See him get that thing turned around.
That's awesome.
See him get a parker right up there. Fast Pro Shop sign and everything
awesome.
else. That's super cool that iRacing allows us to do this at the select few tracks. But we're gonna go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We never got the opportunity to do that. We're ready to start your post-race show here from Bristol. We'll talk to your top 3 finishers and round out and look at your unofficial race results here week 8 from Bristol. So we'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsors.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We welcome you back here to Bristol Motor Speedway for the UBN Prospect Truck Series. We just saw the 60 machine put on a masterclass here from Bristol. We saw it right there, leading 127 of 130 laps. I mean, you just can't put it any better than that. But let's go ahead.
Absolutely. Trenton just had an incredible performance. I mean, that's exactly how you have to drive when you want to come in and win these races.
No, exactly. I mean, put himself in a perfect spot. put that truck on the pole.
Hmm.
Never looked back. But let's go ahead and talk to your um winner tonight. Let's go ahead and talk to Trenton Wilkins in the number 60 machine. Hey Trenton, it's Christian and Riley up here in the HVTV booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, I don't know how else to say it, but just a master class here. I mean, you definitely filled the class here tonight, leading 127 of 130 laps. What what was it that just made you the best truck tonight?
This hands down is my favorite track and my best track by a mile. I felt like I was gonna have a long run truck. I was kind of surprised to get pole, but being able to have speed at the end of practice, I felt like helped a lot. To know, like, okay, we have the speed to be able to get pole, and then being the only one to run a 15.0, I think, for practice. And qualifying. I was like, okay, we got speed, and then I was kind of worried about Max on the first long run that we had, and I was like, I saw he kind of burned his tires up, and I was like, okay, now I know I got like a good truck to be able to win. But I'm glad it fell my way for once.
I definitely agree. Put on a master class, and you definitely showed that you had the better long run pace there, as you were able to hold on. I mean, almost 30 lap fresher tires, and Tyler who drove through the field there, and even Henry who even had fresher tires. You're able to hold on there. Do you think that maybe the cautions were kind of helping you there towards the end?
I think it go vice versa. I mean, it did help them get track position as well. I felt like it was gonna be hard enough to pass, and then for them to be able to pass, they're gonna have to burn their tires up. I was debating about pitting when, especially when Tyler pit. Kind of glad I didn't. Especially, I felt like it was just gonna be a lot of cautions at the end, and I knew we had that fire off. And as long as I could get the tires cool enough, I was like, okay, I'll be able to fire off. And then I saw where he was. I was like, okay, I think we'd be good enough because he'd be able to pass other cars as well.
Put your truck in the perfect spots every time. But Riley, you got anything for him?
Yeah, Trent. First of all, you were a Christian's pick. Honestly rooting for Tyler to come there and chase you down, but you just had the dominant performance. Every time you got out there, you got the gap. One thing I want to talk about that was really pivotal in this race was the restarts. Every time you got the jump, what was your not give away your strategy there, but what was your mindset for those restarts to always get that jump and give yourself the separation from those guys behind you?
Just, I mean, I wouldn't say be unpredictable. I tried one time going in the middle. I mean, it worked. Um, but I just got a shot from behind, and then Colby on my inside just kind of got a good roll into the restart zone. So I was like, maybe not try to do that again. But just trying to be as perfect as I can, try to get a little close to the pace car. I don't know, just trying to do some stuff that was legal just to be able to get a jump because I know once you get clean air here, it's gonna mean the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, great performance tonight, man. You did incredible. So, all the props here from the booth.
I do appreciate it.
Before we let you go, we have to kind of mention this too. You tie the prospect series all time win record at 5 this race here with your win at Bristol. So congratulations on that, putting yourself into the prospect series record book here, and also Sky High Racing um ties now the all time team win record with 7 wins. So obviously, not only you putting on a pretty dominant performance, but your whole team there doing a good job this season. So congratulations to you and all those all your teammates for obviously the continued success this season.
I do appreciate it, and I appreciate Chase for giving me a chance, coming out of nowhere, giving me the chance to run his truck and then a cup program, be able to get some wins there. But just being able to give me a truck, um, let me guide. I know I have some ups and downs. Kind of that Kyle Larson mentality, checkers or wreckers. But just being able to be consistent, get better, especially at the bad tracks. That's like getting the win at Darlington earlier in the season was very monumental, especially for me as someone who is not confident one bit at Darlington. That brought a lot of confidence to me being able to win there. But this the opportunities I keep on being given, I do appreciate a lot.
Well, obviously, we all, I feel like, have to thank Chase in it for allowing us not only to, race here, but be up here in the booth and call races and just have a good time here. But before we let you go, is there anybody else you'd like to thank here for your dominant performance tonight here from Bristol?
Uh, Obviously, sponsor the car, Cedar Point. I mean, not really my sponsor, but Cedar Point, best music park in the country or world. Uh, Owner Chase, for giving me the opportunity. Wife for my support, and then this season we've been racing for my grandma that I lost about a couple months ago. So all of these wins keep on going with her. I have like a little emblem with her in my car. Just every car I have, just because I know she was one. She would just sit there and watch these races, even though they mean sometimes this may mean nothing, but she just enjoyed watching them, seeing her grandson do something. So, I all these wins and this whole season have been going out to her.
Well, definitely sorry to hear about your loss, but it's super cool that you're still racing for her and whatever she honored and stuff like that. So, continue to keep up the good work. It looks like you're on a roll tonight and throughout the season here. So, once again, congratulations on this win tonight. We're gonna go ahead and drag you back down to celebrate with your team, and hopefully we can talk to you in the future.
Appreciate it. And then, hey, great broadcast. I love the graphics and everything with that. I told Chase, keep on bringing you guys into it. 'Cause just love the graphics and everything you guys were doing for this race.
Thank you. Thank you.
We definitely appreciate the kind words, but once again, congratulations. You have a good rest of the night, Trenton.
Hey, you as well.
That was Trenton Wilkins, your race winner. I think Riley has Tyler Holmes here, your P2 finisher.
Absolutely. Hey, Tyler, you got a copy?
Yeah, I gotcha.
So, first of all, congrats on the second place. We have a lot to unpack in your interview, but I want to talk about this race first. Talk to us about the beginning of the race. You didn't qualify, so you weren't up in the front, but you got there at the end. But talk to us about the beginning and what that was like, trying to kind of get your footing and get it through the field.
Yeah, I don't know. Trying to collect my emotions right now. It was a very, very tough, very stressful race. Came in with absolutely zero practice. Literally finished a open like 2 minutes before, loaded in, didn't get a lap of practice before qualifying, hit the wall or spun out coming to my on my first lap. Second lap, I tapped the wall, so my lap got disallowed, but I was still, and it didn't really affect me at all. And I was still 3 or 4 tenths off pole. I'm like, well, we gotta figure something out here. And didn't test the setup at all this week. And I had really just came in unprepared for a cutoff race coming in 4 below, and we were really slow at the beginning. And then I finally started to figure it out. Started trail braking and just rolling the bottom as best I could. And whenever I started to figure it out, I was just getting people one by one. Felt like we had the best tires on that long run when Jackson accidentally threw the caution. It hit the wrong button, and I was running like a tenth or tenth and a half, sometimes 2 tenths faster than Trenton when he was at the front. And then after that, it was just kind of bunch of short runs, which we weren't great at. We had really good long run pace, and like the last 30 laps, I won't lie, were super stressful. You got so many guys in different strategies with tires. Carmelo finally was able to get into the top five at times, and I feel like I might have had a car to beat Trenton. Just needed a really long run, and just that never happened. And I got stuck on the bottom one of those times. I fell like all the way to seventh, and then Carmelo gained a couple spots. It was just, you could gain spots so fast, and you could lose them so fast as well. And he finally was at the back, and final green white checkered. We started fourth through working with Trenton there, so he helped me out with the restart. We got the jump. Was able to clear Henry at first, or no, he cleared me. And then going off into 3 and 4, coming to the checkered, I had no idea where Carmelo was at. All I knew was that spot was going to get me in no matter what. And 100% won't lie, I was going to drive it in the corner, and I was gonna wreck him, or I was going to put him in the wall off the exit of 4. And then I seen Carmelo was spun out, and I was like it was the biggest relief ever. And this round should not have been this stressful at all. After the season we've had. And we had surgery literally 2 weeks ago on the day. Jacob, had a really bad race then. I got screwed over by my teammate last Monday and had a bad finish. And just thankful to be able to actually make it into this championship because I know I can give one hell of a fight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you definitely had an impressive drive today, and on the broadcast, you were my pick to win. I really thought that you were going to be able to drive around Trenton, but you just never got that long run that you needed to, be able to get up there and battle him. But definitely, we observed those restarts. It was so crucial to be on the inside of the outside lane. The inside just really wasn't going, and we saw you kind of have that fall back and forth. But you really helped cover the end of the race for us. So talking about the Final Four thing, you made it in. You got that gap to Carmelo. We were watching it the whole race, monitoring where that was, and you're locked into the Final Four now going into Homestead. So what are you looking to do in Homestead? What's your mentality going into Homestead, and how are you going to get this championship?
Well, we're gonna, as some of us might remember that were there. You weren't there. There was our other broadcaster. Some of you guys might remember 2 seasons ago, I had the championship in the bag, and I burned my tires off because my ego got to me and I wanted to win the race. I got bumped and run by Peter Hoppy on the last lap of the championship and lost it in a heartbreaking fashion. So the goal this season, don't let the ego get to me. If I have the championship in the bag, we're not pushing to go try to pass the guy for the win. Um, but I mean, I don't know. CFix was there a couple weeks ago, and it was absolutely terrible for me because I hate Homestead. But I'm definitely gonna have to practice a good amount this week for it. Obviously, the main goal, I have full faith that I can win this. I can win this race. I can win this championship. I know it's gonna be between, no offense to Max Ford. I know it's gonna be between me and Wyatt. Wyatt is so good at Homestead, and I feel like it's gonna come down to me and him. Chase S. Smith. I'm gonna tell you right now, 2 seasons ago, Peter had 0 wins. Max was in the championship, I think, with a win or two, and me and Zach had 5 and 6 wins respectively. And Peter was the complete underdog. Nobody thought he could win it, and he went out and he won the championship. So don't ever count Chase Smith out as well as something I'll say. But we're gonna need a little bit of luck next week to win the championship. I think we're gonna have to. Me and Max gonna have to work together the best we can. Having 2 guys in the championship versus those guys by themselves is absolutely huge. And we're gonna have to. I think the goal for us is to try to get out front, work together, and then let it come down between me and him, and just settle it that way. It's gonna be interesting. I'll say I don't really have a plan right now or whatever, but it is technically a crown jewel, so it's a full distance race for what the trucks run. So we gotta. It's gonna be a long one. We're gonna have to keep our composure and just lock in and reset whenever we need to, and hopefully we can be there at the end with an opportunity to win it. It's gonna be the main goal. So we'll see what can happen, and maybe we can finally go get a championship. And then we got Saturday as well at Bristol, where we're above the cut line, that we gotta try to go figure out how to get me and a teammate into this Final Four as well in there. And maybe we can go win 2 championships, be the first person to win 2 championships in one season.
Absolutely. I started on the front row with you at Kansas. It was in the Cup race, and dude, you're absolutely incredible. So just keep pushing. Hopefully, we get to talk to you again, and good luck in Homestead.
Yeah, and I will say, I want to shout out my team, Tricon Garage. Me and Max Ford, we've butted heads a few times this season, but I love the guy, and we got one last race together before I head over, join Wyatt D. Thompson and Kobe Duckworth next season. Gotta thank my other teammates in the Cup Series, my team owner Chase George, and my teammates Trent Wilkin and Nicholas Martinez Jr. I love those guys as well, just as much, and I can even go work with those guys in different series, and we still work together so well, and it's fantastic. Gotta shout out my future teammate next season, Finnegan Myers. He's really helped me out. I mean, not really helped me out, but running against him and him pushing me to be better has really been helping me out a lot. And then you got to thank the guys at Precision Speed Solutions and everything they do over there. And let's go win a damn championship next weekend.
Absolutely, man. Good luck. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Christian. We got one more to this top 3, and then hopefully you saw the news from the boss upstairs. We got some Final Four drivers to interview.
We did see that, but first we gotta take care of Henry Kalhoff as he comes home here, the P3 position. Hey Henry, it's Christian and Riley up here in the HBTV booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do. How about you?
Probably not as good as you. I mean, you showed flashes of pace all race long. I mean, we saw you at this kind of towards the start, middle of the race, drive yourself through the field there, up inside, I believe inside the top 4, top 5, and then there at the end made that strategy call to go down, take some fresh Goodyear Eagles, and once again methodically drove your way through the field here to end up back there in back here in P3. Um, almost was able to hold off Tyler Helms, but just walk us through what got you up here into this P3 position.
Just at the beginning of the race, it was tight racing there, and I think about lap 20, got in the back of I think it was Carmel there, so sucks to happen now. But just after that, we got tires, had a little bit of damage, and really that long green flag run we had in the middle of the race was super great. I mean, we went from 15th to 5th in like the span of 20 laps. It was awesome. I was like a rocket sled on rails there, but super happy to get the result we got. I mean, I was a little bit anxious about this race. I haven't raced Bristol in a while, but to get a third place finish in my last truck start this season is a really good effort. And, great race by everybody there. And I would have gotten second there, and then I kind of stepped on my dick there in the last corner. So, but still got third, so I'll take it.
We kind of brought up kind of the cautions and stuff. Well, obviously we saw quite a few cautions, except for that, that single green flag run there through middle of the race. Me and Riley were discussing them in the booth during the race. We saw that long green flag run, and we knew you could do it, but then we continued to see cautions. Do you think, those cautions kind of broke the rhythm of you guys, and it just kind of took a little bit longer for you guys to figure out where you guys needed to be, or was it just kind of all meant for themselves after that kind of that halfway stage break?
I think really the problem was that with Trent was, I think he was the leader on every restart, and so because of that, because he would always restart on the outside, so the outside lane would always have an advantage, and plus the outside lane here in the short run is so good. So the problem was I was on the inside lane for a lot of the restarts, so I just had nowhere to go. I was just gridlocked for a lot of the race and couldn't go anywhere unless I wanted to wreck somebody, but I don't like to be that kind of guy. I want to race people respectfully, so I was just sort of patient there, even though I was just getting frustrated. But so I would say I wish we had a long run because I feel like that would have really shown who was truly the fastest and all that. I mean, I get it's Bristol, it's tight racing, and this the lowest division in UIS, but it's a little bit of a bummer. But I'm hoping for maybe another long run on Friday and have a good time there as well. As I did tonight. So
Obviously, getting to see that long green flag run was also enjoyable for me. Everybody up here in the booth, because I mean, especially for Bristol, you don't see a whole lot, and obviously the calamity that we see here is pretty common ground here. When regardless of if it's in the trucks or in the O'Reilly car or now in the Cup Series car, but still were able to handle that truck, put yourself into the P3 position. So congratulations on that, Henry. But before we let you go, is there really anybody you want to thank here for this podium finish tonight?
well, I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, everybody on my team, and all my family as well for supporting me here. It's great to be running these part-time races. Also, got to give a huge thanks to Cash Colt for letting me race tonight, and I think it's my last start with him for the season, maybe ever. Can't thank him enough for giving me the opportunity to run the 57, even though we didn't win, and we probably should have a time or two. But it's had a lot of fun this season, and we'll probably have an announcement here soon. So probably give it a couple days, but stay tuned for what I got planned for next season.
Despite of what you expected, still had a great run tonight, and look forward to see what you plan on doing here in the future here for UIS. But once again, congratulations, Henry, to you and this whole 57 camp for this P3 finish, and we'll drag you back up to get ready for next season, I suppose.
All right, sounds good. Thanks so much.
Have a good rest of the night.
You as well.
That was your P3 finisher, and now, Riley, I think we gonna be starting to talk to our final four for this championship as we get ready to talk to.
Absolutely. It's looking like Max Ford, I believe, is still going to be a points leader, possibly. I think we should bring him in first if you want to talk to Max, and I'll take Wyatt after that.
Hey, Max, it's Christian and Riley up here in the HVTV booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy.
Well, obviously, first of all, congratulations on locking yourself into the championship for next week. Looks like you're gonna be coming in the 1 seed here for the championship. So obviously looking in today's race, obviously kind of not the race I think anybody expected out of you in this 11 camp. Just calamity quarter for you in that 11 machine all race long. But luckily, you had enough of a cushion to, be able to afford, I guess a subpar finish for your standards here at Bristol. But walk us through what kind of you have to do now to try to get the championship here.
I mean, honestly, that race, once I started, I knew it was pretty much in, but I thought I had the pace for Trenton, which I did on that first long run. I had a little bit of pace, a couple lap cars to go through, but after that run, I just could never get back to that green flag running and being second and just ride and save. And then Carmelo hit me on the, I think it was front stretch, and I spun on, I saved it, but then my tires were cooked and literally next corner I had a Swarmer beast behind me with the pack and hot tires there with the setup was not good and I was spinning almost and people were trying to pass me and it was a little hectic, but uh I guess the ending there I got disqualified somehow. I was leaving, like I left the session to go back in and I come back in, I'm disqualified, which I don't know how that happened. So I went 7 laps down, but it is what it is, and glad that Tyler got in and everyone who else was in got in.
You talk about Tyler, obviously your teammate here. What is that relationship going to look like going into next week? Where obviously you want the best for each other, but you also you're going to have to race him for that championship next week.
I mean, I think we have to work with each other, but then coming to the end, like I mean, it's like any other season. Like I feel like for any other team, like comes to the end, 5 laps, 10 laps to go, like it's all hands out the deck. Like you can do whatever you want, just don't be like stupid like papaya rules. I think it is, and just work as a team, but also you can race each other at the end there, and knowing that let's say Wyatt's in P8, Chase is in P10, like you guys can afford some rough racing, but obviously don't want to let them two win, just one of us.
Sounds like the end goal is just to get that Tricon garage team, just a championship, regardless if it's you or Tyler. Obviously, you would probably like it more than him, but obviously, it sounds like a good plan of action that at least have that either one of you two up for success for next week. But yeah, it looks like got a lot of preparation to go through. But once again, we appreciate you coming up here and talking to us in the booth, and good luck next week and racing for your championship.
Yep, thank you.
We have Riley now with our next driver who is going to be racing for their way into the championship for.
Yeah, let's bring in Wyatt. Wyatt, do you have a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Well, welcome to the UIS booth. Not for a top 3 in the race, but because you are locked in to the final 4 going into Homestead next week. First, I want to say congratulations. Obviously, you've had an incredible truck season. You've been up there in that top points conversation the whole time. So for you, I first want to ask, what is that feeling? How do you feel? You're in the final 4, and what does that mean for you right now?
I mean, it feels great. Even though we had a rough night, it's definitely rewarding being able to get into the championship for all the work the season's paid off, getting all the poles, the um, just the final race points. I know I only won 2 races this season, but we had a speed for a whole lot more, and I think that a championship 4 is definitely deserving to a point, at least a round of 8.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So heading into next week, it's you, it's 3 other drivers, it's Homestead, a track that you are good at. What is your game plan, and what are you looking to go do in Homestead?
Just making sure that I stay out the wrecks. I mean, like tonight, I qualified, I think 14th. I just missed the bottom on my lap, and I got involved in every single wreck except like 2 or 3, and it kept snowballing. There wasn't a lot to do. It's just staying ahead of the mess coming to Homestead.
Absolutely. I mean, today was a rough race. I know there was talking about giving you the most wrecked award. You were had a nowhere to go in a lot of those. Cash Culp, similar situation. But in this race today, what was your mentality? You probably knew you were pretty good on points. So were you just riding around? Were you pushing, or what was the goal today?
I really wanted to get a top 5 just to, solidify it, make sure that I wasn't losing too many anywhere, like just little by little. But I could definitely move and get through the field tonight, but there was so much going on. Everybody's stacked up. It was gridlock like usual. Bristol is. It's worse than Daytona sometimes. So it's just chaos.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a lot of cautions, and me and Christian here in the booth, we would start going, we'd get into our flow, then it's someone spinning in the back again. And personal apology once again out there to Colby Duckworth for the absolute worst timing of commentator's curse we've ever seen.
What did y'all do to my boy?
To explain the situation, Christian was there, he witnessed it, but Colby, he's running third, he's having a good start of the race, and I go, Colby just needs to get that truck under him and go, and right as I say that, he spins out, taps the outside wall a little bit. So rough moment for the booth up here. But back to you, Wyatt. You have a great chance to win the championship. If you do go to Homestead and you do the things you need to do and you hit your spots, what is it going to mean for you to win that truck championship? Kind of capitalizing on already a UIS championship that you have from last year in the O'Reilly car.
I think it's a lot of hard work that's going to go into it. Definitely practicing, just making sure I have pace through the run and not just short run or long run, because I definitely struggle on short run. And knowing how the truck races have been going, I apparently need some short run practice for 3 full green white checkers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Wyatt, thanks for joining us in the booth. Anything that you want to hit him with, Christian, before we send him off?
No, I mean, why we've obviously talked to you a little bit here, not here in UIS specifically, but now looking at the 77 camp, obviously not the best race going into Bristol, but obviously we're able to squeak your way up inside the final four, and just like Riley said, we know you're quick at Homestead, and we just wish you the best luck going into that championship race, and hope you can pull it through.
Thank you very much. I'll try to bring that luck with me.
Absolutely. Have a good one. Thank you, Wyatt.
Appreciate y'all. Have a nice night.
You too. All right, we got only one Final Four member to talk to. Christian, you want to pull Chase S. Smith in here?
Go ahead and talk to the driver of the 18. His thoughts are on next week. Hey Chase, it's Christian and Riley up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, first of all, congratulations. We're talking to due to you locking your way into the championship four next week from at Homestead, Miami Speedway. So first of all, congratulations on that. And first of all, I want to say a lot of the people are looking at you as an underdog. Coming in here, obviously have kind of squeaked your way into the final four here. So going into next week, is that kind of a chip on your shoulder that you're gonna have going into there? Maybe knowing that you're kind of that under the radar driver going in the Homestead, knowing that you do have a legitimate chance to go in there and steal a championship away.
I honestly think it's just a little bit less pressure on me because I really didn't expect to even be in contention for it. I expected to be around that playoff bubble right there, like just getting into the initial playoffs, and then made it through the first round. And I was like, oh, I might have a shot at this, and then had a good Michigan and good Kansas. I just had to survive Bristol, and I did that. And knowing the Final Four, considering that the accomplishments that the other three have, and I don't really have as much as them, I'm just going into Homestead with just whatever I can get. If I don't win it, I don't win it. If I win it, I'll be unexpected winner.
Exactly. I mean, going in with a chip on your shoulder, I feel like it's always dangerous, especially as like the driver that no one's really looking at, right? I mean, you look at Daniel Hemrick, right? Back a couple of years ago when he won his Xfinity championship, no one thought it was going to be Daniel Hemrick in a JGR car to go and take it, and you put yourself in a really good spot to be that guy. And obviously, you talked about having a good run at these mile and a halfs like Kansas and such, right? You go to Homestead, where I feel like, I mean, it is a mile and a half, but it does drive kind of differently than a lot of these other tracks where you can kind of go wherever you want to. what is the kind of the mindset going into next week when it comes to, preparing for that race?
Honestly, the mindset I feel like is just keep doing what I've been doing. I don't want to. I almost don't want to be in the spotlight. I almost just want to stay under the radar. I wouldn't mind running the whole race, being the second or third of the final four, and then right there at the end, because it always seems like these races right at the end they end up turning into restarts and cautions and just chaotic finishes at the end, and just using that to my advantage to just steal it right there at the end. Because I mean that's how I got in the good finishes this year. It's just right there at the end, being there and getting what I can.
Exactly. You kind of put on the nail right there. And speaking of like those restarts, right? Is that something that you always kind of have to you put in the back of your mind, especially how Bristol went? Like you crawled your way back into a top seven here after, being involved in a couple of wrecks tonight. Is that the thing, especially going into Homestead, you're gonna have in the back of your mind? Did you always have to be prepared for maybe that 5 lap dash, that green white checkered?
Absolutely. It's just because I mean, you got crazy restarts everywhere you go, but just it seems like Homestead is just 10 times whatever any other track has because you got room for six wide, and people, if they got room, they're gonna go for it. And with the cold tires and just how Homestead races, you can make speed on the bottom or right up against the wall. So everybody's gonna be going everywhere, and you just got to pick the right lane and miss all the chaos the best you can and get what you can from it.
We appreciate, coming up in the booth and talking to us, Chase, but looks like you're coming into Homestead with a chip on your shoulder, and like they said, the underdog. And I love that kind of storyline for you to come in there, not really expecting a whole lot, but obviously looking to go out there and go and win your first championship tonight, next week. So once again, thank you for talking to us, and we wish you good luck in the next week at Homestead.
Thank you. Hope talking to y'all next weekend as champion.
I will see you. Have a
Good
good
luck,
rest of the
Chase.
night.
Thank you.
That was your fourth and final, final four driver, and I really did like that interview out of Chase. He knows that he's not the most decorated, driver that's going for this championship, but he definitely has
Mhm.
a chip on his shoulder. He definitely knows that he has what it takes to, go up there and potentially go take that from, maybe a Helms or know, a Thompson or even, the 11 of Max Ford.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it's exactly like you guys were talking about. That's the guy you want to be, right? Because, Tyler Helms was the only one out of the four to acknowledge Chase and say that there's a possibility there. So you have these other guys, they might be battling and they might let Chase right by because they're not keeping that in the forefront of their mind. And you definitely want to be that sneaky Final Four guy who can get in there. And I think Chase has shown a lot of speed at a lot of tracks. He definitely has a chance to go to Homestead next week, run his race, do his thing that he's been doing this season, and he could be that champion.
And going back to Homestead, I feel like Homestead is one of those tracks that you can just kind of, sit in line, be quiet, and be there at the end, right?
Mm-hmm.
With
Yep.
how chaotic Homestead can be with trucks ripping the wall, running the, painting the white line down there. He can easily just
Mm-hmm.
sit back there and in fourth and fifth all race and keep his truck clean and be there at the end. And I'm really excited to see how this turns out. Obviously, we have some super
Mm-hmm.
aggressive guys who we know can go out there and dominate races, like the Helms and the Fords, and even
Yep.
Wyatt has ran really well at Homestead before. Then you do have
Yep.
Chase, right, who's kind of this outlier who is coming in here with not a lot of eyeballs on him, and I'm super excited to see how this all comes to be next week.
Absolutely, Christian. It's gonna be incredible. I'm here for it.
Well, we just talked to our top four. We'll go ahead and look at our unofficial race results for tonight's race here from Bristol. Obviously, a little bit of a chaotic race tonight, but that's Bristol for you.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go ahead and look at your top 10 finishers tonight. Obviously, we talked to your top three: Trenton Wilkins, Tyler Helms, Henry Kalhoff, rounding out your top two. You see Kendorian Davis, a really good, we talked about him, very, very quiet race for him, but
Yep.
you'll come home in P4.
Yep.
Brady Schreckengoss back there in the 56. Another, I mean, I, I don't. The only time I think we talked about him was when we were doing driver intros. So,
Yeah. And when he hooked what's his name, Cash Cope down the
yeah,
straightaway.
exactly. I mean, you talk about a quiet night coming home P5, really good
Mm-hmm.
for him. Joseph Enright back there in P6, good recovery for him. Chase Smith, we just talked to him back there in P7. Noah Nicholson back there in P8. Colby Duckworth and Travis Prather, back there in P10.
Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of these guys just needed better nights than they had. A lot of guys outside the top 10 that just didn't get where they wanted to. But cool to still see Colby stick it out and to, you know, stay in the top 10 as well as Prather. You know, I'm sure he wanted to have a crazy points day and all the other guys wreck out. And, you know, the cards didn't go that way, but still cool to see him round out the top 10.
See Wyatt Thompson back there in P11. I mean, honestly, for him just needing to get to the finish line, I mean, that's honestly the best he
Mm-hmm.
could do without without his race win. You know, getting caught up in a lot of wrecks there. Nicholas Martinez,
Absolutely.
yeah, Nicholas Martinez back there in P12. Carmela, heartbreaker. I mean, he was up there. He was in contention to maybe go race that one machine for that transfer spot, but unfortunately, I don't know if he got caught up in something or maybe just the pit strategy just didn't go his way. But he'll go
Yeah.
back there in P13, be out of the running for the championship. But good hard fight for Carmelo back there in that 92 team. Nothing to hang your head down on. So
Absolutely. Yeah, and some of these other guys, you know, Chase George, Max Ford, Matthew Fosnot, you know, this is what Bristol is. All these guys, we saw them in the front. We saw them in the front at different points, and the Bristol the Bristol guys just didn't have it in for them, and the cards didn't fall their way. But still, a great performance from Max Ford today. I mean, he was at the front until he wasn't. I mean, he was up there. He was fighting. A lot of times we thought he was going to run down Trenton, and Fastnot was up in the top 5. But Max Ford, he walks away 15th, but he's still in the final 4, so you can't be too mad about that.
yeah, I feel like for Ford, it kind of like nailed in the coffin when he kind of got shoved through and fell through the field, and then we just never saw him again. But all he
Yep.
needed to do was really, I mean, said starting park basically had such a good playoffs that he didn't really need to do a whole lot to get himself into the playoffs. I mean, into the final 4 here. That's so good run for Max.
Yep.
Regardless, obviously not the finish he wants, but what he got, you'll see back there. Drivers outside of the top 15, this driver's not having the race they want. Obviously, Asher Bunkley having not really the best night. Cash Colt, I mean, you got to give him the Demo Derby award. Something for him, just
Yeah.
not being able to catch
Yep.
a break.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Both him and Wyatt Thompson, man. Wyatt avoided a couple, but 5 out of the 8 cautions, Wyatt was involved. I think probably 6 out of the 8 cautions, Cash Cope was involved. So neither of those guys had the days that they wanted as far as staying out of the carnage.
Back there in Riley, Ibanez back there, comes from 19th and rounding out that top 20. And the rest of the field there, Maxwell Underberg, I mean, and it's not the races that any of these guys outside really the top, I would say 12 really wanted even then, but
Mm-hmm.
it's Bristol. That's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. And uh, you know,
Absolutely.
for a lot of these guys who are just racing a race, I mean, that's what they have to go into knowing, especially when they're out early. Obviously, the playoff
Mm-hmm.
guys had to run a different race, as we all know with how the playoffs work. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, and you can make it through. Sometimes you don't make it through, and guys outside the top 15, not their day.
Yep, absolutely. But overall, a great race and a lot to take away, a lot of storylines from this one.
I definitely agree, and I guess we'll get ready to wrap up the broadcast for tonight here. Once again, my name is Christian Elgato, your lead producer and commentator, and alongside for me tonight, Riley Maxwell. We appreciate Riley coming up in the booth for the first time here on the channel, and did a fantastic job here his first time up here in the HVTV booth. But um, Riley, before we go, any final remarks?
Well, thank you, Christian. Thank you for the kind words, obviously. And no, it was just exciting to be here. This stuff is super exciting to watch. I'm really excited for Homestead. Bristol was a fun race to cover, and you were a great co-host. So I just want to say thanks for letting me hop in the booth.
My pleasure. But before we go, we're gonna have to pay the bills here and then do the shenanigans here. If you guys are new to the channel and haven't subscribed or liked or whatever, we'd appreciate hitting that subscribe button over there on the YouTube page over at High Velocity TV. We'd appreciate it if you also hit a thumbs up on the broadcast, shared it with friends and family. Obviously, young and growing broadcast network, just trying to get our names out there and try to be the best network that we can right now. So we appreciate all the love and support. Got to give a huge shout out everybody over at UIS for allowing us to come up here and broadcast their races for the next couple weeks until UIS crew can come back and take over. But everybody over here at High Velocity TV appreciates opportunities here to come up here and show our talents and then try to put on a good show for you guys at home. But once again, my name is Christian Delgado alongside Riley Maxwell up here in the booth. I hope everybody has a great rest of your week and a great rest, obviously Monday, it's kind of the downer day, everybody coming back to school, going back to work after the weekend, but hope everybody has a great rest of the week and we'll see you guys soon on the flip side. So, again, congratulations to Trent Wilkins on a dominating win here from Bristol, and we will see you guys on the flip side. Everybody has a great rest of the night, and we'll see you soon.